Hey guys, it's Cassie aka Cats and Camera, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I don't know how much you'll actually care about this because it's not a bookish video, but I figure a lot of us like the creative-y type stuff as well. So today I'm doing a sort of cheap stationery / art haul. If you care, it's happening. I promise we'll be back to regular programming soon. I've been getting back into art recently. I started doing my bullet journal last year in like August, and then more recently I've actually been getting into doing actual art again. So I mean, just like with my books, or I haul a lot of books, I've been picking up a lot of art supplies because it's fun and I want them. Yeah. So I'm going to start with the boring stuff first to get it out of the way, and that's paper. So the first one I have was an accident, and that is black paper. Yes. So yeah, this was an accident. Basically, I was just looking at the GSM of the paper, which is the paper thickness, not the colour of it, got this, and then realised it was black. But it's pretty cool. I've never used black paper before. Here's a little mini cave drawing, and I really enjoyed doing that, so I definitely want to be doing more stuff on the black. Next, I just have a watercolour pad. I've not used this yet, but it was cheap in the works, so... And lastly, just a normal sketchbook. As you can tell, I did some sort of drawing on there. It's not good, but now I know which side the front is. So now I've got a few sort of paintery type things, and then I'm going to go into the stationery sort of bit of it because there's more of that. So first up, I did show these in a video a while ago because it's one of the first things I picked up, and that is these brush markers. So they're watercolour paints in a pen form, and they have a brush on the end. So yeah, you can just draw with these and then use a brush with water on it to make it into watercolour-y type things. So here's one sort of example. I don't know if you can see it properly, but it was like a Aurora Borealis scene type thing. Oh, by the way, all these weird little drawings are because of an app that I found, a free app called Sketch a Day, and it just gives you a prompt and then you do it. And I also use them to do this hair on this full piece here, and I will show you what I used for the rest of it later on in the video. And then a lot more recently, again at the works, I picked up some paints. I've not used either of these yet, they're still in the packets. So I picked up these 12 watercolour paints because I figured I wanted some actual proper paints rather than just the pens, and this long ass tube of acrylic paints. Now I don't know if you guys actually watch sort of arty videos, but a lot of people go on this site that I can't remember the name of, and I'll put it here if I can remember, to get cheap stuff. But it takes like a month to get there, and then it's not that much cheaper than eBay, so I just use eBay. I don't see the point of going on this weird site that has no protection and you can't get your money back if it's wrong, and it's just like a bit sus. So yeah, a bunch of this stuff is off eBay because that's my cheap site, including these brush pens. So I got these in a pack. Got 6 of them, flat ones and round ones. There you go, not much to say about them. You put water in them and then they're like a paintbrush that you don't have to keep dipping in water. I also got a 4-pack of these white charcoal pencils. You saw them a bit earlier in the cave drawing that I did. And talking of white, I also got, I think it was a pack of 3 white gel pens off eBay as well, because you always need white gel pens. You could do highlights, you can draw on black paper, so they're always handy to have. I also got this pack of 4 brush markers. They're all different sizes, so they range from pretty thin to pretty thick. And I use these in my bullet journal, and they're not good as liners though because they're not waterproof, so I can't really draw with them and then use watercolour over them because yes, I did try that and it did go muddy. Exhibit A. This was another one of those sketch days. The prompt was jazz, so I did a Kandinsky style drawing, painting, and yeah, the black pens bled. Which is why I also picked up a 6-pack of fine liners. Again, these range from crazy thin to pretty thick. So the thinnest is a 0.05, which I've never used before. It's insanely thin. And the thickest is a 0.8. So obviously these are good for lining drawings because they're waterproof, but I also use them in my bullet journal as well, just to do all the writing and stuff. And then these are the thicker ones I showed you earlier. And also, just staying on pens, I have a million fine liners, but for some reason I hardly ever have a red. I have like 1 red and about 20,000 all of the other colours, all the different shades, and I was like, I need a red fine liner because they always run out. I have 1 ever and it runs out. So I went on eBay and I found a pack of 12, so I'm definitely not going to run out of red fine liners anytime soon. And these are just the normal fine liners of a red variety. 12 of them. And now lastly, we'll just go on to like pencil-y type things. And first up we have the Arteza 48 set of expert coloured pencils. These ones I used in my February bullet journal. If you saw that, I don't know. But they're just really good quality, really good blendable coloured pencils that are cheaper than all the rest of them in the sort of expert arena. And like I mentioned earlier, the rest of this was done in these Arteza coloured pencils. Here's a bit of a close-up so you can see them at work. But look at the coverage of this yellow. Tasty, tasty yellow. And here's a picture of Bait from The Dragon Prince, and if you haven't watched it, go and watch it because it's really good, and it's on Netflix and it's a cartoon, and Bait is the best character. He's just so grumpy, I love it. And then finally I have these very nicely labelled graphite pencils. I put that on there so I wouldn't forget what they were. And they're just like normal pencils, but they don't have any wood in them, they're just graphite. And you're probably wondering why I have loads of these in here as well. These are just normal Q-tips, cotton buds, whatever you call them. Oh no, I dropped it on the floor. But they're really good at blending graphite pencils. Who needs fancy tortillons and blenders when you can just use a Q-tip? And of course, lastly with that, you always need a decent rubber. So this comes like this in a little rectangle. But as you can see, this is the one I use. It's a bit mucky. It's got a lot of pencil shavings on, but these you can get into little areas. Like the highlight of eyes, and you can get rid of some of this to make some highlights. So yeah, there we go, a random video full of supplies of art and stationery variety. Sorry if this bored you, but let me know down below if you do art or bullet journaling or just enjoy stationery. Let me know. If this is your first video by me, you enjoy it, and please check out some of my others. They're generally about books. This is just very random. And if you continue to enjoy them, then please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I'll see you in a few days with another video. Bye.